The Borderlands games are known for having an endless amount of loot to hunt for. There are guns, grenades, shields, relics, and the part combinations that make up those items are near infinite. For some players, the grind for a specific piece of loot can be offsetting, but for others, it's all about the thrill of hunting something rare. This can involve killing a raid boss over and over, or opening hundreds upon thousands of loot chests. This is no easy task. It can require up to hundreds of hours just to get one god-roll piece of gear. It is a true test of patience. Not many have the mindset to sit down and do these endless grinds. But there is one person that does. This is Wamrstreams. Wamr has always had a habit to grind out loot. I mean, it makes sense when you come from Diablo 2, one of the grindiest games out there. After thousands of hours in Diablo 2, Wamr was looking for a new game to fulfill his farming needs. In 2012, Wamr picked up Borderlands 2 on the Xbox 360, and he was immediately hooked. It had vibrant landscapes, a fun story to play through, but most importantly, farming. It goes without saying that Wamr easily sunk thousands of hours into Borderlands 2. Fast forward to 2020 and you know what happened. So everyone was stuck at home bored looking for something to do. That's when Wamr decided to go all the way back to the beginning and play the first Borderlands game. Even though he was mostly unfamiliar with Borderlands 1, it didn't stop him from seeking out the rare loot the game has to offer. Wamr knew exactly where to farm rare loot due to seeing many videos online about them, so he did decide to target farm the hybrids in Borderlands 1. If you don't know, a hybrid is a weapon that consists of 2 unique weapons smashed into one gun. There are 10 total hybrid weapons in Borderlands 1, and some of them can take between 5 and 20 hours to grind. Keep in mind, luck is random, so it could take even longer if you're super duper unlucky. After obtaining 9 out of the 10 hybrids in 2020, there was only one left to get, the Nemesis Invader Pearlescent Pistol Hybrid. This item is not an easy one to get, but Wamr was up for the challenge. He was very determined to get all 10 of the hybrids. The Nemesis Invader is a hybrid of the Pearlescent Nemesis Pistol, combined with the legendary Invader Pistol Scope. The drop odds for this hybrid are extremely low, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Pearlescent rarity loot was introduced in the Secret Army of General Nox DLC, and it is some of the rarest loot hunt in Borderlands 1, or heck, the whole entire Borderlands franchise. The only places to find Pearlescent loot was opening the lance chests scattered throughout the DLC, or fighting the raid boss known as Crawmerax, the Invincible. You can also find pearls from specific enemies in the DLC, but their rates are so astronomically low that most people don't even bother. Your best choices are farming the armory chest, or fighting the giant crab. First off, we need to talk about awesome levels. In the code for Borderlands 1, there is something known as awesome levels. Every farm in the game has a specific number tied to it to determine the quality of loot received from the source. The higher the awesome level, the better the loot. If you compare a lance chest to Crawmerax, you will see that Crawl has a slightly higher awesome level than the chest. That means that Crawmerax is the better farm, right? Well, it depends. If you cannot kill Crawmerax fast, then the Armory's lance chest are the better farm. If you can kill fast, then Crawmerax is the way to go. It goes without saying that Wamr has mastered the Crawmerax raid fight, so that was his farm of choice. Most people who farm Crawmerax usually play Lilith. I mean, she has very good damage, fast movement, stealth mechanics, and it really does make her the perfect ball hunter for the fight. When you're farming something so stupidly rare, every bit of optimization counts, so why not play the fastest ball hunter? Let's talk about the process of this farm. You spawn in the Nox DLC, and then you have to drive a car for about 5 minutes to get all the way to Crawmerax's lair. There are no fast travels in this DLC, so the drive is required. Luckily, it only has to be done once at the start of every farming session. From there, the Crawmerax fight takes about 15 seconds if you kill the boss fast. But each farming attempt takes much longer than that. How can that even be if the fight is so fast? Meet the elevator. This is one of the slowest moving elevators known to man. It takes about 20 seconds to call it all the way down to the bottom, and 30 seconds to ride it all the way up to the boss fight. The goal of this slow elevator was to build up suspense when approaching the final mega boss of the game. I mean, even the Crawmerax fight mission is called You Will Die. Like, that's literally the name of the mission. The developers wanted you to have time to let that sink in. It was a pretty cool idea to build up the intense boss fight, but when it comes to farming in particular, the slow elevator really does add a lot of time to the Nemesis Invader grind. So, after you finish a crawl kill, you check through the loot pile, you leave the map, and you travel back to reset the boss fight. However, it isn't that simple. You see, there is an unfortunate limitation when it comes to Borderlands 1. Crawmerax drops a lot of loot on kill, and too much loot can crash your game. It is to be expected for a game that came out in 2009. Luckily, there is a way to prevent the crash, but it requires slowing down your farming speed even more. Each and every single kill that you do, you can manually pick up all the drops, jump off the map to quickly respawn at the bottom, and sell all of your drops to a nearby vendor. This will remove those items from the game's memory and prevent the crash from happening. Now, how do you optimize the farming process? You enter the map, click the elevator button to call it down, run to a vendor and sell off all the loot drops from the previous farm while waiting on the elevator, take the elevator up, precisely snipe off all of Crawmerax's limbs before you can cycle, check the loot pile, scoop up the loot pile, jump off the map, exit the map, re-enter the map, and repeat the process. It sounds like a lot, but if done optimally, each farm can be fully completed in about 3 minutes. Alright, let's talk about the drop odds. Keep in mind that Borderlands 1 has some very messy code, and the known drop odds are a combination of estimates based off of what we read in the code, plus manually tracking farms in the game for mass farming expeditions. Community averages, we'll call it that. From Crawmerax, getting a pearl drop happens about 2% of the time. However, Craw can drop all 12 pearls in the game, so getting specifically a Nemesis pistol is tough to roll. It also doesn't help that the 3 Pearlescent shields in the game roll much more commonly too. It is estimated that a Nemesis drops at a 0.122 to 0.139% drop chance. Very low. It doesn't end there, since we're only referring to a normal Nemesis drop and not the hybrid version of it. At that point, it is about a 5% chance to roll the Invader Scope part on your Nemesis pistol to make it the hybrid version of it. If you've been keeping track, the odds are stacked to be a 1 in 19,000 Crawmerax kills on average to get the Nemesis Invader hybrid drop. Yeah. In a perfect world where you do not mess up any of the fights, you know, because human error is a thing, it's gonna happen. And each farm takes 3 minutes to complete on average, right? It is a 950-hour farm. 950 hours. That is nearly 40 days of non-stop grinding if you want to get the drop on average. Keep in mind, you could just be unlucky and it could take even longer. Easily over 1,000 hours. Wammer was determined to get the drop and set out on his grind at the beginning of 2021. Over the years, he did farming off and on way up until 2024. In November of 2024, this is what happened. Check it out.
The real question is, which of these runs is going to be lucky? Oh, bollocks. Good start, good start. I think I can ledge him. It's fine. Next Pearl is going to be Nemesis. I wish, dude. I wish. It won't. I appreciate the faith, Saduk, but it won't. Oh, hello. No! Oh my god. Okay, Saduk, you might be about to win everything. So that's a Nemesis. And it has the scope. So this could be it. But the only way to tell is you aim down sight and you pull the trigger once. And if it fires the whole mag, it's the Invader. So 3, 2, 1. Oh! No! 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 Oh my... What? Are you kidding? Are you actually serious?
It should also be noted that you know you get the hybrid version of it when you aim down sight, and it empties the whole mag in one trigger pull. The normal, non-hybrid version of the Nemesis doesn't do that. It can only happen on the hybrid version. Run 2,690. Wammer was the first person to ever record a Nemesis Invader dropping on a livestream. I do want to mention that there are a few clips online floating around of others getting a Nemesis Invader drop, but it is unknown if there's any fishy business going on since we only have a clip to refer off of. I truly do believe that some of the clips could be real, but unfortunately there are many fake clips out there too. I won't publicly shame the individuals who fake their drops, but just know that there are some signs in the clips that show signs of cheating or planting drops. Wammer was truly the first person to document the journey getting a legit Nemesis Invader drop, and he has all of his live streams to verify that. Getting it on run 2,690 is wild. He got the Nemesis Invader 16,310 runs earlier than the average. It goes without saying that Wammer got super duper extremely lucky. Now, before you say maybe he cheated or something, I can tell you that his drop numbers check out. I've stopped by his stream on many occasions, and all the loot piles leading up to the Nemesis Invader drop are normal. There are no signs of cheating. Keep in mind that 2,690 farms is still nearly 135 hours of total farming. He was in it for the long haul, and I truly do believe that he would have been down for the 950 plus hour grind if it came to it. He truly is a man of patience and dedication. Congrats to Wammer for his amazing find. You have made Borderlands history 16 years after the game's initial release. If you are interested in checking out Wammer's channel, I will link it below in the description and also in a pinned comment. He isn't done with the grind yet. Wammer mentioned on his stream that he wants to go for another Nemesis Invader, but this time it has to come from the General Knox Armory. I would appreciate it if you guys stop by his stream sometime and give him a huge congrats for his accomplishment. Anyways, thank you all for watching, have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.
I am shaking. I am actually like tweaking. I can't believe, dude, you have no idea how lucky that call is. You have, oh my god, I can't even do words. I can't even do words.